Lecrae has recently come out and spoken about the recently released docu-series titled The Secrets of Hillsong. Now, if you don't know who Lecrae is a very well-known and popular Christian artist, mainly in the rap slash hip hop genre of music. And yes, people have their opinions on Lecrae. Some people love him, some people can't stand him. Some people call him a Christian, others say he's not a Christian. So we're not going to talk about that. We will specifically be focusing on what Lecrae said about his opinions with this Secrets of Hillsong docu-series that he watched. And if you don't know what this docu-series is, a brief introduction to it all is it really just kind of goes deep into what was going on behind closed doors with Hillsong, the organization, the church, all of that. And I will link my videos down below so you can check out all of that so you can get a better idea of what it is in detail. But Lecrae came out, posted on, I believe it was his Instagram or YouTube, and gave his thoughts on this docu-series. And I have to say, guys, I really do agree with Lecrae on basically everything that he was saying when it came to this. So what Lecrae was saying was, listen, there is a big difference with a mega church and a non-mega church. And if you don't know what a mega church is, it's 2,000 plus or more people attending one church building. And so that's technically a mega church. Now, mega churches nowadays have at least 5,000 attendees each Sunday. They have a lot of satellite churches, etc. So they're a lot bigger now than 2,000. But I do agree with Lecrae when he was saying basically the issue with a mega church is the focus can lean heavily on really just the production of it. And a mega church can all of a sudden run like a business when it should be running as a church. Now, yes, should a church be smart financially and have some business wisdom when operating a church? Absolutely. But what Lecrae is saying here is, a lot of these mega churches just kind of run as a business instead of a church. And a lot of them start running more about the production and how is the lighting and how is the music sounding and how is the fog coming out and all of those things, and not focusing on what actually matters. And what actually matters is every single soul that is in that building or watching from a screen outside of that building. And so we have to understand, guys, when it comes to mega churches, not all mega churches are going to be focused on money and business and production. They're not. But a lot of them will. And coming from my background with attending a mega church and attending a 25 congregation church and now attending a church that's in the middle, it's definitely not a mega church, but it's definitely not a small church either. I'll be honest, with the mega church, it's almost as if you have to find the church within the church. And what I mean by that is, you'll attend a mega church on Sunday, you'll hear the message, people are gathering and attending, but that's pretty much what you get. And then you're just walking out of the door. There's no real kind of community aspect to it all. But then these mega churches have little disciple groups or connection groups or connect groups, whatever you want to call them. And so that's kind of where you're able to have that more intimate communion and fellowship with the body, but you gotta kind of find that within the church. And so when you attend a smaller church, when I came from a 25 congregation church, 25 to 30 member congregation church, everybody knew everybody, and we all shared about our lives, and everybody was praying for everybody. It was very intimate. It was almost as if we were living what we read in the book of Acts, people just helping and serving and giving their time and their money and their effort, everything to the body there. And it was beautiful to be a part of. And once we moved and are now in a new church, this church although it's bigger than 25 to 30 members, this church is smaller than a mega church by a landslide, but the intimacy is still there. And yes, they have connection groups, but I don't feel as if I'm going to this church thinking, oh, I got to find the church within the church. No, I'm walking into this church and I'm going, wow, this is the body. Everyone's coming together. We're all singing of one accord. We're all greeting each other. We're all having conversation. It's a beautiful thing. So I agree with Lecrae when it comes to mega churches. Yes, people can get lost in a mega church. People can find themselves just checking off a box on a Sunday service and just hearing a surface level message and then just kind of moving on. And you can get that in a small church. You can get that at any size church. But really with the mega churches, that's where trouble kind of finds themselves there. And then the numbers with mega churches, a lot of the times it is about the numbers. It is about how many people can we get in the door, not because we want them to necessarily hear the gospel and we want them to know Christ and him crucified, but we just want the numbers. We want the people viewing. We want, because that's going to attract people, and then we can get more people to give and tithe, and then we can grow financially, and it becomes a business. And so with the Hillsong docuseries and organization, it crumbled real bad. Not all megachurches are like Hillsong. Not all megachurches are bad. If you attend a megachurch, that doesn't mean you shouldn't attend it anymore. But you should ask yourself, am I having to find the church within the church? Am I having to find the body and the community of believers within the church? Or am I getting that when I'm walking in on a Sunday? Do people know who I am? Do people know my struggles, my sins, and my excitement, my rejoicements, the blessings in my life? Do people know those things, or is it becoming harder for that connection to happen?